Good afternoon, Facebook. Man, I'm listening to some Jewish selections. I'm sharing to these groups because I like sharing to these groups. Let me see if I can catch that. Oh, it's still there. What's everybody got going on this morning? I want to read John. I really wanted to start at 14, but I'm going to do 14 and 12. 14 starting at 12. I mean, I can really get into this here, but even in this one here, 14 and 5, which is 10. No, we don't, Thomas said. We haven't any idea where you are going, so how can we know the way? Jesus told him, I am the way, yes, the truth, and the life. No one can get to the Father except by means of me. If you had known who I am, then you would have known who my Father is. From now on, you know him and have seen him. Isn't that something? Let's go to John 14, starting at 12. I solemnly truth, and solemnly turn this down even more. 14 and 12. In solemn truth, I tell you, anyone believing in me shall do the same miracles I have done, and even greater ones, because I am going to be with the Father. You can ask him for anything using my name, and I will do it. For this will bring praise to the Father because of what I, the Son, will do for you. Yes, ask anything using my name, and I will do it. If you love me, obey me, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another comforter, and he will never leave you. He is the Holy Spirit, the Spirit who leads into all truth. The world at large cannot receive him, for it isn't looking for him, and it doesn't recognize him. But you do, for he lives with you. Not yet, man, not yet. Let me go back up here. The world at large cannot receive him, for it isn't looking for him, and doesn't recognize him. But you do, for he lives with you now and someday shall be in you. I am you. I am you. No, I will not abandon you or leave you as orphans in the storm. I will come to you in just a little while. I will be gone from the world, but I will still be present with you. For I will live again, and you will too. When I come back to life again, you will know that I am in my Father and you in me. I am you. Again, I am you. The I am that I am is the Saint Germain attainments, the 33 decrees of Saint Germain. But 14 and 21, I go back up to 20. When I come back to life again, you will know that I am in my Father. The Father is the mother. She married God. God can do whatever he want to do. I'm the son of God. I'm like my father. Don't call me a mama's boy. I'll tell God on you. That's what this is from. The one who obeys. Look in here. The one who obeys me is the one who loves me. And because he loves me, my Father will love him. And I will too, and I will reveal myself to him. You know, I listened to this brother that I love, man. I love listening to this brother. He has a nice foundation for what God has allowed me to look at. His personal life ain't got nothing to do with me. It's what he doing for God. That's what got to do with me, man. So you might want to go listen to him. You know, sharing is a talent. If you can't share, you ain't got no talent. So therefore, you a sinner. So again, it says it here. The one who obeys me is the one who loves me. And because he loves me, my Father will love him. And I will too. And I will reveal myself to him. 22. Judas, not Judas Iscariot, but his other disciples with that name, said to him, Sir, why are you going to reveal yourself only to us disciples and not to the world at large? That's a question mark. Jesus replied, because I will only reveal myself to those who love me and obey me. The Father will love them too, and I will come to them and live with them. Anyone who doesn't obey me doesn't love me. And remember, I am not making up this answer to your question. That's a Masonic charge on the end of that there for you Masons, you false teachers. It is the answer given by the Father who sent me. I am telling you these things now while I am still with you, but when the Father sends the Comforter instead of me, and by the Comforter I mean the Holy Spirit, he will teach you much as well as remind you of everything I myself have told you. I am leaving you with this gift, peace of mind and heart, peace, love, and unity across my Father's land. That's a peace of mind and heart there. That's a peace of mind and heart right there. They said Christ is going to do a new thing. That's what it said. I am leaving you with the gift, peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give isn't fragile like the peace the world gives. Be the piece to his puzzle, man, you get the whole pie to share with us. Don't be so holy that you can't share what God done gave you. You got to learn how to bestow it back out. God gave it to you. And nobody shouldn't have to go through any, protocols to get what God gave you. Huh? God gave it to you. That doesn't mean it belongs to you. You got to give it out and share. Sharing is caring, man. Sharing is caring. There's two types of ways to spell caring. C-A-R-E-I-N or K-A-R-E-N. Which one you want to be? Man, which one you want to be? Let's go 28. Oh no, we need to get this here. And the peace I give isn't fragile like the peace the world gives. So don't be troubled or afraid. Remember that what I told you, I am going away, but I will come back to you again. If you really love me, you will be very happy for me. For now I can go to the Father, who is greater than I am. Who is greater than I am. I am you. Man, I am you. It says it right here. If you really love me, you will be very happy for me. For now I can go to the Father who is greater than I am. So when people come in that little energy, I am that I am, who said they sent you? I am. No, 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 no. You trying to play Saint Germain, keep up the violent flame. That has to do with karma. We in John. I can read 11 real quick. Check this out. Do you remember Mary who poured the costly perfume on Jesus' feet and wiped them with her hair? Well, her brother Lazarus, who lived in Bethany with Mary and her sister Martha, was sick. So the two sisters sent a message to Jesus telling him, Sir, your good friend is very, very sick. But Jesus heard about it. He said, the purpose of his illness is not death, but for the glory of God. I, the Son of God, that's Harlem Night, the Son of God, will receive glory from this situation. His grace is sufficient. So why am I going to get involved right now? When he already told me to sit down? That's what that means, man. That's what that means. Since you need a meaning to know what Jesus was talking about, Jesus is about to give you the meaning. You ain't never asked him. You ain't want to ask him. You want to do it your way, don't you, man? This ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way, man. You going to get it God way. That's how you going to get it. You always going to get it God way. You don't have free will to go and say, well, I don't want no cheese on that. If God want to put some cheese on it, it's going to have some cheese on it. Huh? If you don't like cheese, pull it off. Pull it off, man. Pull it off. 29. Sound like old bingo man. I 29. I have told you these things before they happen so that when they do, you will believe in me. Believe in me. That's it. I don't have much more time to talk to you, so there's some talking going on. There's some talking going on. For the evil prince of this world approaches, and he already been judged already. The prince of air, you know, Jordan glide with the tongue out. All you people that still gliding through there with your tongue out, you goats. You're the goats, right? No, you're not. No, you're not, man. Stop watching that stuff on TV and then making yourself feel like you a goat in your world or something like that. You can't dunk, man. Not my goal. Man, you can't dunk my goal. LeBron can't even dunk my goal. If they tell the truth, 7 feet and 10 feet is a big difference. There's a big difference. I don't care how tall you are. You ain't just going to stand up underneath no goal that's all the way up there. And you just going to, like it ain't nothing. Man, listen here. You watch too much TV and look at all the men today. Yeah, sports today. Yeah, I get to be a fat herd today. Man, I'm going to give it to you where it hurt. To let you know why you doing what you're doing, who you teaching. Why you sitting there being deceived now. You sitting there being deceived by your own free will. By your own free will, right? You sitting there being deceived, and then that you gonna get back in here later on when it's over and tell the Son of God about the Bible? You was sitting there being deceived for 4 hours, 5 hours. Remember who your team is. Everybody gonna fight tonight. Oh, my team gonna win. My team gonna win. And that's something. They both gonna win, no matter who loses. There's something about the people on the field. Doesn't matter if they lose or win, they getting paid. They getting paid. So who's the real loser? Who's the real loser, man? Because the loser getting paid. I mean, he getting paid more than you. And you fighting about a few $100 or something? Just $1,000 to be most at that. You upset about $1,000? That man just lost over here. He just got paid $4 million for losing. What? You gonna pay me $4 million to lose? Alright. Alright. That's how they get you, man. They get you just like that now. And then that person, when he ain't famous no more, now he Hebrew Israelite now. When they ain't famous no more on the TV and stuff like that, now they Hebrew Israelite now. They start over here, when they just finding out that they Hebrews, and I was like, what? They just deceived your whole nation, your generation, and now, just now, they're Hebrew Israelite because they ain't famous no more. Now what? You need to pay attention to what you serve, man. Them people on them fields don't have your heart best interest. They don't. Them people bank on you watching. They want the ratings. It's television, baby. It's entertainment. They want as many of you watching as possible and fighting at that. That's how they harvest your energy, because they already know you're going to fight. That's just like Xbox and PlayStation. You both got to connect to the internet, though. Isn't that something? You both in there fighting over there, but both of y'all got to connect to the TV. Man, you better stop following that foolishness. That sports stuff, that's foolishness, man. They don't be kicking around no ball like that and smacking each other on the booty in heaven and stuff. They don't be doing nothing like that. Man, listen here now. They don't be doing nothing like that now. We too busy serving God. What we gonna sit down and watch a game for? Man, let me get back to reading here. I don't have much more time to talk to you. For the evil prince of this world approaches. He has no power over me, but I will freely do what the Father requires of me, so that the world will know that I love the Father. I love the Father. Come, let's be going. That was bestowed out earlier in somebody's channel. Let's be going. It was, what did he say earlier? It was something with exit. Exit us. Huh? You got to know how to exit us, baby. That's why in all buildings they got a little exit sign up there. You got to get out of Egypt. You can't stay in Egypt forever. Huh? Learn how to go in Egypt without going in Egypt, man, so it'd be easier for you to get out. It'd be easy for you to get out. Let's read 15. I didn't really want to read any too deep into that, but I'm going to read the whole thing. Because we ain't got nothing. We ain't got nothing, man. We ain't even got time. That's why I say we ain't even got time, man. The Father, Lord's in minutes, hours, seconds, galactic hours and galactic thousands and thousands. So we don't really know. That's the beautiful thing about this whole, that's the blessing that you can bestow to humanity about. Nobody knows the hour. Literally. Nobody. That's why you don't, the Son of God don't follow time. Time follows the Son of God. This is a flipperoo. It's called a flipperoo, man. It's nothing. Why would the Son of God live on time? Why? Man, let me read you some more of this here. I am the true vine, my Father is the gardener. He lops off every branch that doesn't produce, and he prunes those branches that bear fruit for even larger crops. He has already tended you by pruning you back for greater strength and usefulness. Man, I even got some meters. I even got some little meters here to test you. I want to test your pH and your EC. I'm going to test your EC and see how much food you got in you, man. Let me test your soil. That's what these here, man. This is like, but Jesus, he does it in a different kind of water. There's a true water baptism, not the one John had. It's the one that, Jesus can test you with these things right here. God made a way for Jesus to test you. Just dunk it in the water, boy. Beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. I don't need no test scripts and none of that stuff no more. I love it. I love it. For a branch cannot produce. Oh, no. He has already tended you by pruning you back for greater strength and usefulness. By means of commands I gave you, take care to live in me and let me live in you. I am you. There it is again. There it is again. Clearly, for the whole world to see. Take care to live in me and let me live in you. For a branch cannot produce fruit when severed from the vine, nor can you be fruitful apart from me. Isn't that something? That's exciting too. Because, man, I ain't going to ever stop. Ever. Ever. That's why he clearly says, and tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Okay? I don't even have to take a thought for tomorrow, man. I got faith above my reason. The Father's going to get me here tomorrow. He going to bring back to life tomorrow again. Like, what? You back to life again? Ain't none of that boy won't shut in my nose. The Father keep killing me, man, bringing me back to life. It's nothing. You got to know how to die to live another day, man. And you hear that before? Somebody tell that before to you, man? You got to learn how to die to live another day. Well, what you mean about die to live another day? You better listen to God then. Man, you better go ahead and listen to God when it comes to stuff like that now. I like being in the South, man. I can get my Southern out a little bit. Huh? Where you from? I'm from South Carolina. No, you ain't. You from New York. No, I'm not. I don't live in New York no more. It's not where you from, it's where you at. You see, man? You can't be. I live in South Carolina, man. You can't, you can't be down here. Yeah, I'm from New York, yo, word, yo. You better listen to what I'm saying because I'm the true Hebrew Israelite, yo, word. I'm gonna be doing all that. Some people down here looking like, what? What that boy talking about? That's one of the people in the South, there's a little stereotype about they don't like the Yankees. Yankees. Man, let me finish reading this here. All right. Yes, I am the vine. You are the branches. Whoever lives in me and I in him, again, I am you again. I am you and you are me. Don't you forget who lives in me that loves you too. When you see me, you see the Father. The Father is inside you, man. You keep forgetting. I can see him. You can't. What the problem is? What the problem is, man? If I can see God the Father in you with all that stuff you be doing every day, how is he allowing me to see him in you with all that stuff you do every day, man? How? God good, eh? It'll stop a person from killing somebody. That right there, that awareness right there stop you from killing people. Look what you doing, boy. You forgot. That's what he was saying. Boy, you forgot. Don't let what these people saying you get you all messed up in your head and all that. You better recognize. Ooh, man. That's why no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now we can use that. Man, we can use that now. Man, can't even, man. You can't do that to nobody no more. You can't hurt nobody with that there, man. I tell you up. Man, I tell you up. I'm in the Bible Belt now. That's why God got me down here. In the Bible Belt. It's easy to give somebody a whipping if you in the Bible Belt. If you already got the belt on, it's easy to give somebody a whipping. You know how that work, man. This ain't the day where they got oak trees and braid them together and you beat you with a switch no more. Ugh. I'm glad that's over. Go out there and get you something so I can beat you with. What you say? Go out there and get you something so I can beat you with. Whoa, wow. And you better get a good one too. Because if I got to go out there and get one, ooh, man, don't you remember? It keep you straight though. By what you're doing right now in the big old grown body. My mama been gone. My earthly mother, she been gone, man. 97 even gone. But she was the one that did all that stuff to me, man. I remember. She's sitting right here. She's sitting right here. Boy, don't you forget now, boy. All right, man, let me finish this here. Yes, I am the vine. You are the branches. Whoever lives in me and I in him shall produce a large crop of fruit. For apart from me, you can't do a thing. If anyone separates from me, he is thrown away like the useless branch, withers, and is gathered into a pile with all the others and burned. But if you stay in me and obey my commands, you may ask any request you like, and it will, calm down, man, it's exciting, be granted. My true disciples produce bountiful harvest. This brings great glory to my Father. I have loved you even as the Father has loved me. Live within my love. When you obey me, you are living in my love just as I obey my Father and live in his love. That's profound. I have told you this so that you will be filled with my joy. That's something. Joy comes in the morning as long as you ain't crying when you get there. Joy comes in the morning, man. Just don't be crying when you get there. You got to have something to celebrate. That's what they were doing too. That brother was doing something. They were celebrating. They were speaking in tongues, and they were speaking English. Man, did you hear what I just said? They were speaking in tongues, and they were speaking English. Where they do that at? So what you talking about, man? What you talking about? You want to speak like one of them old African people like that. You know, the people, that's the old foreign language from back in the day. You used to know all those languages, so then people would try to speak in a little tongues and stuff like that, you know, to try, but no, to actually fluently speak the language, now you're talking about something now. The things that people say when they speak in tongues, what about if you can fluently speak that, whatever that language was, you can fluently speak it. You don't know what you're saying, but you're saying something and it's like you're speaking English. That's speaking in tongues. You got to have somebody to interpret what you're talking about, though. And only the Father can interpret those types of tongues. It's a way that you can pray to the Father without even knowing what you're doing. And back in, I would say in the rabbis' chambers, they like to say that, the people were speaking in foreign language under their breath, saying Abba, 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 and all that. They try to make mockery out of it. So they try to say that God's children were demonic and stuff like that. Oh, okay. They say all kinds of stuff. But yet they try to do it too. What you speaking in tongues for? Where you learn that from? Well, how many people don't listen to? Speaking in tongues is speaking English. To other people that come to America that don't speak English, you're speaking in tongues. To them. They got to get somebody in there like a mediator to find out what you're talking about. Man, you know it to be true. So you can stop with, what is that, in Corinthians 11 or somewhere around there. Whatever. Let me finish this here. I have told you this so that you will be filled with my joy. Yes, your cups of joy will overflow. I demand that you love each other as much as I love you. Yeah, that's the whole thing with Romans 13 and love thy brother as thyself. And if you don't love me, you don't love yourself. Very easy. That's very easy right there, man. That's very easy. I demand that you love each other as much as I love you. And here is how to measure it. The greatest love is shown when a person lays down his life for his friends. And you are my friends if you obey me. I no longer call you slaves, for a master doesn't confide in his slaves. Now you are my friends, proved by the fact that I have told you everything the Father told me. You didn't choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go out and produce lovely fruits always, so that no matter what you ask for from the Father using my name, he will give it to you. I demand that you love each other, for you get enough hate from the world, but then it hated me before it hated you. That's a person that can get out of their feelings about, oh, such and such did that to me. You know what such and such, yeah? They did it to him first. If you serving, it's only one God now, right? They did it to him first. So what you complaining about? That's what that means. They did it to him first. So if you still can't forgive somebody for what somebody may have done to you, they do it to you. Who are you? That's the thing. Man, I love to straighten you out right there. For you get enough hate from the world, but then it hated me before it hated you. The world would love you if you belong to it, but you don't. For I choose you to come out of the world, and so it hates you. That's unfounded hatred. Do you remember what I told you? A slave isn't greater than his master. So since they prosecuted me, naturally they will prosecute you. Indeed. So that right there keeps me out of my feelings about anything. Anything in this world that's going, I need to get out of my feelings. That's me. You need to get out your feelings. What you upset about? They did it to me first. Remember, God did already. I'm just doing what God did, man. He did it already, though. That's all. You doing what God did too, already. You just don't know that. So then why would God sit around and be jealous of you when he did it already? God already did that. You ever say that to your son or something like that? You know, ah man, I already did that, man. You finding out what I did, or something we used to say back in the days. Everything you think about doing, I did already. That's what it was. Everything you think about doing, I did that already. And then the son go out and like, well, you ain't do this. That's what the sons teach the fathers now. The sons teach the father with that one there was like, whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa. Yeah, you know. I didn't even think of like that, you know. This is a way for the fathers to put their foot in their mouth. Because they don't know how God works. Do you remember what I told you? A slave isn't greater than his master, so since they prosecuted me, naturally they'll prosecute you. And if they had listened to me, wow, this is in here too. Yeah, because it's like, and if they had listened to me, they would listen to you. It's like, that boy did say, no, that boy ain't say nothing, because if that boy said it, you would have listened to that boy when that boy said it. That boy ain't said it. This is why he always tells me that all the time. Because that boy would have been knocking on your door. Yo, man, you want to tell you know what God said? Yeah, I'm Jesus and all that. Yeah, you won't believe in me and all. It's like, what? Man, listen here, man. This is hilarious to teach, but it's all right. You got to have a little joy about this here, man. The people of the world will prosecute you because you belong to me, for they don't know God who sent me. They would not be guilty if I had not come and spoken to them, but now they have no excuse for their sin. Anyone hating me is also hating my Father. If he hadn't done such mighty miracles among them, they would not be counted guilty. But as it is, they saw these miracles, and yet they hated both of us, me and my Father. This has fulfilled what the prophet said concerning the Messiah. They hated me without reason. Yes, and that's, yeah, faith above your reason. And Abraham's, how am I doing? Unfounded hatred. How am I doing now? But I will send you the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, the source of all truth. He will come to you from the Father and will tell you all about me. And you also must tell everyone about me, because you have been with me from the beginning. Oh man. Oh man. So right, exactly where that energy was being projected at. They hated me without reason. So how am I doing? How am I doing when it comes to that there, man? Because it's to have Abraham's faith, this faith above your reason, man. It's like out of this world type faith, man. It's just like it's a joyful faith, you know. It's just profound, man. You don't even need a reason, but like unfounded hatred, you know, by the Jews. It's like, why do they hate that dude? It's like, why they hate that dude? What is that dude doing? Obviously, you're doing something. That's why you hate that dude. Unfounded hatred. You don't know why. You don't even got a reason to hate that dude. You just hate that dude. Why? That's what it is, man. That's what unfounded hatred. You can't even. It's like you don't even have a reason to hate that person. Let me read a little bit of 16, man, because this is going to talk about here about the sin. Yeah, it says he haven't come into the world and and talked about the sin. You guys wouldn't know what it is that you're sinning about and have no talent in it. Okay, that's why Jesus came to take on the sin of the world, because they wasn't good at what they were doing. So listen, 16, I have told you these things so that you won't be staggered by all that lies ahead. For you will be excommunicated from the synagogues, and indeed, the time is coming when those who kill you will think they are doing God a service. God told me to do this, and God told me. It's like, really? God told you to say that to me? God really told you to say that to me? God can say, if God want to say something to somebody, God will go right to that somebody and tell him. God ain't gonna know, go over there and tell John to go in there. God ain't gonna do that. God ain't gonna do that. God go right to the, he created it. God created it. So why is he gonna go to something else that he created when he created everything? He just tell everybody at the same time. Man, did you ever think of that? It's like, what? Yeah, you know, sometimes when God want to say something to something, God will tell the whole humanity at one time. That's how God tell everybody. You know, some people hear what he said, some people won't hear what he said, and then some people hear and they say, you know what God said? And then people start saying, well, where's God that he told you that? You see? Oh, God speaking with you now? These people will get you in that trap. Boy, this stuff here is beautiful, man. I love it. I love this stuff, man. I'm about my Father's business. That's what the LLC is about. Let's learn Christ, baby. What you know about Christ? Well, what you know about an Antichrist? What you know? What you know about Christ? Obviously, if God gave me the name Let's Learn Christ, ain't nothing I come up with. I'm not that clever. Look how long LLC been all out in this world, all this time. Man, I'm not that clever. God did that for me. God did, that's what your name is. I'm going to name it that. That's what you're going to name it. And that's just what it is, baby. LLC, Let's Learn Christ here about his Father's business now. Yeah. What kind of business? How you conduct your business? How you conduct your business? Reading the Bible. And if you reading the Bible, man, you in my business. The Bible clearly tells everybody to mind your business. You see? The Bible done told everybody that, man, mind your business. And obviously, man can't seem to mind his business. He all up in my business. So let me teach you something about the business, man. It's nothing. I can teach you something about the business. Since you want to be in God's business, then when you know how God's business really works, you're like, man, I don't want nothing to do with that, man. I want to. You have no faith. That's why. You don't want to live forever. That's why, right, man? Just tell everybody and go and get out of the way. You don't want to live forever, okay, with Jesus Christ. So go and sit on over there and let them people go and get in the kingdom now. Don't be jealous when Jesus bring them on in there now. The upper room. Don't be upset. There's a spot for you too. God always give a spot for you, man, but you got to go through the proper channels. Huh? Man, you got to go through the proper channel. You know it, and everybody else that know it. Let me do my work, man, and I'll let you do yours. This is because they have never known the Father or me. Yes, I am telling you these things now so that when they happen, you will remember. I warn you. I didn't tell you earlier because I was going to be with you for a little while longer. But now I am going away to the one who sent me. And none of you seems interested in the purpose of my going. None wonders why. Instead, you are only filled with sorrow. But the fact of the matter is that it is best for you that I go away. For if I don't, the Comforter won't come. If I do, he will. For I will send him to you. This is where it gets juicy, man. And when he has come, he will convince the world of its sin. He will convince the world of its sin and of the availability of God's goodness and of the deliverance. That's Social Security deliverance, SSD, Social Security deliverance from judgment. The world's sin is unbelief in me. That's it. That's the world's sin. So they're sinners. They sin every day, every day, every day, every day. Just because they say it out of their mouth, they draw it near with their mouth. Oh yeah, we did. No, you don't. You don't. Still don't believe it. Only a few believe it, and I know who they are. I know who they are. And if they have faith above their reason, they got it this season. They got what they're looking for. Now they just keep me walking on out. Just keep walking it on out now. You got to know how to walk it on out when God jump on you now. When God jump on you, you got to walk it out. You got to walk it out, man. Huh? You can get on all four when God get on it now. You can get on all four when God get on it now. Man, I'm going to leave you alone. No, I'm not. The world's sin, look at here. That's something there too, within that 16:9. There's something there in that 16:9, man. You can figure that in. The world's sin is unbelief in me. There is righteousness available because I go to the Father and you shall see me no more. There is deliverance from judgment because the prince of the world has already been judged. And that's something. Didn't we say that already? Yeah, we were just talking about that, man. Oh, there is so much more I want to tell you. Excuse me. Oh, there is so much more I want to tell you, but you can't understand it now. When the Holy Spirit, who is truth, comes, he shall guide you into all truth. For he will not be presenting his own ideas, but will be passing on to you what he has heard. He will tell you exactly. Exactly. For he will not be presenting his own ideas, but will be passing on to you what he has heard. He will tell you about the future. Mm, 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 mm. He shall praise me and bring me great honor by showing you my glory. All the Father's glory is mine. This is what I mean when I say that he will show you my glory. And in just a little while I will be gone, and you will see me no more, but just a little while after that, and you will see me again. He's completely talking about social media. Because the super atom is in a superposition when not observed. Whatever he is saying, some of his disciples asked, what is this about going to the Father? We don't know what he means. Jesus realized that they wanted to ask him, so he said, are you asking yourselves what I mean? Man, I'm going to post a video that I did a few years ago dealing with an energy, and his name was Amin Ra. Amin Ra, Amin Ra, Amin. And I told that fellow, I said, that was back when my daughter was 8. My daughter was 8. Some of the stuff had to be revealed about that character and what he was doing behind the scenes that nobody cared to want to know, but then it had to come out. And I told that fella, I said, if I think my daughter gonna run into you, she only 8 right now. If I think she gonna run into you, I'm gonna come get you now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, man? That's what they sit down and say. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, man? The world will greatly rejoice over what is going to happen to me, and you will weep, but your weeping shall suddenly be turned into wonderful joy when you see me again. It will be the same joy as the woman in labor when her child is born. Her anguish gives place to rapturous joy, and the pain is forgotten indeed. You have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and then you will rejoice. And no one can rob you, black rob you. No one can black rob you. That's woe. That's woe. Okay? Nobody will be able to black rob you of that joy. At that time, you won't need to ask me for anything, for you can go directly to the Father and ask him, and he will give you what you ask for because you use my name. You haven't tried this before, but begin now. Ask using my name, and you will receive. Oh, wow, man, this stuff is just all right here. Ask using my name, and you will receive, and your cup of joy will overflow. I have spoken of these matters very guardedly, but the time will come when this will not be necessary, and I will tell you plainly all about the Father. The Father is the mother. She married God. God can do whatever you want to do. I'm the son of God, and I'm like my Father. Don't call me a mama's boy. right? I have spoken of these matters very guardedly, but the time will come when this will not be necessary, and I will tell you plainly all about the Father. Then you will present your petitions over my signature, and I won't need to ask the Father to grant you these requests. For the Father himself loves you dearly because you love me and believe that I came from the Father. Yes, I came from the Father into the world and will leave the world and return to the Father. At last you are speaking plainly, his disciple says, and not in riddles. That's Proverbs. Now we understand that you know everything and don't need anyone to tell you anything. From this we believe that you came from God. Do you finally believe this? Jesus asked. 32. But the time is coming, in fact it is here, when you will be scattered, each one returning to his own home, leaving me alone. Yet I will not be alone, for the Father is with me. 33 is symbolic. I have told you all these so that you will have peace of heart and mind here on earth. You will have many trials and sorrows, but cheer up, for I have overcome the world. Death, what you want, Christ? Didn't your daddy tell you to leave me alone? Huh? Didn't your daddy tell you to leave me alone now? I'm going to go tell your daddy on you. Who you going to tell, God on me? God can do whatever he want to do. So if God want to call Death on the phone and say, hey, Death, what you doing? I ain't doing nothing. I'm just doing what you told me to do. That's Death. Man, you got to speak to Death like that. Now you call him up on the phone and say, hey, what you mean? You better get on away from me here. You done heard what Jesus Christ done said now. You could be boastful like that to Death when you call him on the phone like that. You like, yo man, you heard what Jesus Christ done said? Oh, you with him too? Oh, you with him too? All right then. I'm going to leave you alone. Well, you can go ahead and leave my peoples alone too, my family members, or leave them alone too. I'm going to tell Jesus on you. Oh. Don't do that to Death, y'all. Don't do Death like that. Death been running around here running amok. That's what Death been doing. Death in jail right now, man. Death in prison. Death in prison. How you put Death in prison? What you mean? What you mean how I put Death in prison? Why you asking me that, man? You want to go with Death at? So you can find out if that's where Death really at? You might not come back now. So be mindful. That's all, man. That's all. That's all. It's nothing. Man, this is nothing. This is what Satan don't like. Satan, you should have repented, man. Now you can't be accused. You got to leave them people alone now, Satan. See? Man, I'm telling you. 17, man. I'm going to let that pass. I'm going to project two frequencies out. 1221 of the Revelations and 2112. Its walls were broad and high with 12 gates. Listen here. 21 and 12. Its walls were broad and high with 12 gates guarded by 12 angels. And the names of the 12 tribes of Israel were written on the gates. 1221. The 12 gates were made of pearls, and each gate from a single pearl. And the main street was pure, transparent gold like glass. You remember, I'm gonna get you, sucker? You remember that? And he had them fish tank glass shoes on. And then when the heat started getting on, all they had to do was start laughing at him. Man, you gotta love it. That's an energy that he wanted me to project to a brother in his ministry. Because at the time that the brother was speaking, God gave him something. God gave him something at 1221. So we wanted to get that out to him. Keep moving forward, brother. Keep moving forward. Anybody that haven't joined the Let's Learn Christ, you might want to go ahead and do that. Just letting you know. Jesus Christ said, follow him. That's it. And then you wouldn't have to worry about anything when it comes to, the Bible. I'm SOS Bible, baby. That's impossible for you to believe the scriptures. So what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I am SOS Bible. It's impossible for you to believe the scriptures. So what are you telling me? What are you telling me? Already? Oh, I know why. I know why. Man, I gotta go. I'm gonna. Man, we almost in February too. That's next month. Maybe he'll allow me to do that later on. I don't know. Ezekiel, man. Ezekiel. Oh, yeah. Man, he's allowing me to be in this state for a minute, and then hopefully his grace is sufficient. He'll allow me to come back on here, because I would love to come back on here and do that one. Yes. And then that one, and then this one. Yes, this man, look at this here, because man, this is so profound, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, because that's on the 8 and the 9. Alright, man, I'm gonna get off here. Our Father, Lord, in minutes. I only got seconds to get this message to you. And it's a size. I told my son I was gonna start cooking the Nutels. Man, I'm gonna take a picture of my sauce. I did a 7. I think it was probably about 7+ hours, man. I would say 7.5 hours, almost 8 hours of a sauce cook, man. I'm cooking sauce all day yesterday, man. 8 hours, man. I had me something last night before I went to bed, man. Oh, man. Man, let me tell you something, man. And then my son bought me the pizza oven thing, so I used some of the sauce on the pizza. Man, listen here, man. That sauce gonna be good, though. I'm about to go in there and make them noodles. And why you call it noodles? What is it? It's noodles. They just put names on them. That's all. It's just noodles. Or should I say al pasta? Noodles. Like oodles and noodles. Same thing, man. Just because they elbows, they still noodles. That ain't no noodles. Why are they not noodles? Because they ain't long and stringy like a noodle. Don't mean anything. Where I come from, it's still a noodle. No matter what man put on it. Oh, that's just some noodles right there, baby. What you mean? That's lasagna. That's noodles. It's just shaped differently. All right, man, I gotta go. Peace, love, and unity across my father's land. If anybody don't know what the father's the mother, she married God. God can do whatever he wants to do. I'm the son of God. I'm like my father don't call me a mama's boy. I tell my wife on you. What that boy say, girl?